This is your sign to refresh your goals, your New Year's resolutions that you set at the beginning of the year.
I just want growth. I just don't want to be stagnant.
I ran 3 miles today.
I'm kind of hoping to move out pretty soon. The first book idea that I've had in like 3 years.
I actually really hope I get this job.
It is July, which means it's officially over halfway through the year. I thought that maybe I should do like a refresh my 2024 goals, what my New Year's resolutions were and how far I've come with them, and checking up on ones that maybe I kind of forgot about, just because I feel like it's a good idea to actually remind yourself what those are. A lot of people, I think, set those goals and then maybe like don't actually check in with them, and I never really have either. So I thought maybe I should do that. I did have a pretty exciting weekend. On Friday, I helped my mom move some furniture out of my future sister-in-law's place because I'm taking her furniture because my brother is moving in with her this weekend. Moved all of her stuff to our house, moved some stuff from my grandma because she's moving, and my aunt and uncle are moving into their house. Helped my other brother move some of his stuff from my grandma's to their moving truck and from our house to their moving truck because they're moving to Pennsylvania this weekend because his wife is going to grad school out there. And then on Saturday, we had my future sister-in-law's bachelorette party, which lasted literally all day, and it was super fun. They definitely put in the work to make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I'm obviously the only one related to the groom who was at the bachelorette, so they were making me feel uncomfortable, but like in a funny sister kind of way. It was a good time. And then on Sunday, it was my dad's birthday. We had a little get together with his brother's family. We went to their soccer game because they're in adult league soccer. My brother's also playing adult league kickball, and they invited me to play, and I did because usually I just go and watch. It was fun. I had some decent outfield work. Haven't actually made it to base without my kick being caught immediately, but I did get a run in. Like I batted and somebody came in because I kicked. So, you know, having not played kickball since I was literally in middle school, not bad. I'm gonna be honest, it was not bad. Right now I am heading to the orthopedic doctor again. If you've watched my recent vlogs, know that my thumb has been having some issues, and it's mostly fixed, I would say, except for like pushing down like right there. That kind of hurts, but other movement is pretty much fine. For my 2024 goals, if you remember, like 6 or 7 months ago, I made a drive with me, like set my 2024 goals video, and I listed them all out in this planner. This is my planner that I'm still using. I'm inconsistent. Sometimes I use it religiously and then I go like 3 weeks without touching it. So I also had a word of the year that I wanted to use. So I chose the word growth. Right there, growth. Just in relationships, my financial situation, in YouTube, in every aspect of my life, I was like, I just want growth. I just don't want to be stagnant. I kind of felt stagnant for a long time, especially after going on semester at C, which kind of goes into my first one that I wanted to touch on. One of my big goals for 2024 was seeing my semester at C friends and pursuing friendships and basically just being intentional about hanging out with my friends, which is harder to do when you're not in college, or like when I was on semester at C, which if you don't know anything about, semester at Sea is a study abroad program for anybody in the world. Basically, you don't have to go to one college, and you live on a ship with like 500 other college students, and you take a full course load and you visit like 10 countries. You spend like 5 days in each country, and then you take classes while you're on the ship. And it was the most transformative, amazing, life-altering experience of my entire life, and I vlogged the entire thing, so you can go click on all of the vlogs. There's a whole playlist of every single vlog I had. I think there's like 25 vlogs, but I wanted to hang out with my semester at Sea friends, and actually I just did that at the beginning of July, which is the last vlog I put up. I went to Colorado and saw Taylor and Sam and Andy, who are some of my close semester at Sea friends, and it was just so much fun. So I'm really glad I got to do that. And also my best friend just moved back to Minnesota. She was living in LA for 3 years, and now she's back here. So we've been like constantly texting, being like, do you want to do this? Do you want to go to that? Because we actually can do things together now. We haven't been able to do anything together in like 3 years. So that's super exciting. Another one on here is travel. Obviously that's kind of a big part of what I do and who I am and this YouTube channel, I want to emphasize slow travel. I don't think, well, maybe a little bit I've gotten to slow travel. I have done a few trips. I went to Alaska at the beginning of the year, and that was more slow travel style. I went with Trusted House Sitters, which if you want to get 25% off, I believe it is. I have a link down below you can use to sign up for your membership, or even just to make an account. You can go through my link and that's also free. And there might be more of a slow travel style, maybe car camping trip starting to be planned in the works for a little later in this summer, so hopefully that will happen. Also, a big thing that I had on here was, I don't know if I mentioned it in the video because I kind of had like a larger selection of things and then I picked the top ones that were most important to talk about more in my video, but one of them was see the Northern Lights because they are in their like peak solar cycle. I think it was last winter, and then also this following winter is going to be more of the peak cycle. There was a massive solar storm, I think it was April, where like everybody saw the Northern Lights and it was so pretty. So I definitely got to see them. I would also maybe like to plan a trip next winter to maybe see them some more, but I feel like I can cross this off for this year because I did get to see some pretty big Northern Lights. Okay, I wasn't really planning on recording this just because I'm just editing, but I don't think I officially listed this as something on my 2024 goals, but I know that I need to be better at like finishing editing and uploading a video before literally Saturday at midnight because my videos go up every Sunday morning at 9:30. I think this is just a goal that I need to work on in general. So here I am outside editing. Goals for 2024 was to just be more active. Basically, I was in all the sports when I was younger. I was in multiple practices every single day. In college, I was still doing some of that, but I was also just walking a lot more because I was in college. I was walking to class every single day. I was just being more active, and I haven't really done so much in the last year, especially since coming home from semester at sea, where I also was walking like 20,000 steps every single day. Towards maybe spring, early spring, I was like, I think I want to start running. Which, I mean, I definitely was in track in high school, but I was a sprinter. I did short distances only. I was a hurdler. I did pole vault. I'm a good sprinter. Running a couple miles was not my forte. Never has been. Also have asthma. I have started running. If you've watched some of my recent vlogs, you probably noticed that there's a clip of me running in almost all of them, which has been good. I've definitely trained my lungs a little bit better, but that's the part of trying to run when you have asthma, is that you have to train your lungs. You can't just like train your muscles. I've been running more and more, and I usually have been running on the track just because it's easy to keep track of how long I've ran. They were having some high school practice on the track when I got there this morning, so I was like, okay. I just got the Strava app, so I was like, I guess I'll test it out because I don't trust my phone to actually keep accurate data of how long I've run because I don't have an Apple Watch or anything. And then I remembered we have this really nice trail and it's flat. This is like the only flat area to run at all where I live because it's just all hills. We're gonna test out Strava and just see how well it keeps track because my phone is not accurate at all. Oh my goodness, I'm so warm right now. Hold on, the air conditioner. I'm leaving the air conditioning on a little bit because I simply cannot sit in here without it. I ran 3 miles today. 3 miles. I've never done that before. The most I've ever ran is 2. I haven't even run in 2 or 3 weeks, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna do 3. On the trail, it wasn't that bad because it was really nice out and part of it was shaded, which was much appreciated because it says it's only 72 outside, but it's warm. Minnesota, 70 degrees can be either really cold or really warm. I don't know, it was warm. I'm so sweaty right now. I should have brought a towel. I'm trying not to like sit on the seat too much, you know? I tried out Strava, amazing, love it. And I'm gonna be so honest, that last mile, that was hard. That was real hard. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, my lungs were not doing very well. And in case you don't have asthma or don't really have anyone who experiences it, when you get out of breath, your throat closes. It's not like you have to work harder to breathe. It's like I am breathing out of a straw, like almost nothing. It was fine. My lungs need some more help. I'm like really proud of myself for running 3 miles. Also, this top. This is a Lulu dupe from Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's amazing. My shorts that I was running in, they're from Fabletics. That's all I got. My brain is a little fried and I'm definitely like shaking right now. I'm gonna go jump in the pool because I am so warm. Most important goals that I have for myself this year is to move out. Now obviously that hasn't happened yet. This is still the same house that I've been in every single one of these videos, still living at home. To make that actually happen, I have to look at apartment places, research different places that I want to live, and also get a more consistent job. I have historically always had a lot of like smaller jobs. I've never really had like a typical 9 to 5 except for when I worked at my high school. I coach a lot. I have done a lot of just like odd jobs, and of course I'm also getting paid on YouTube, and that is growing, but it's not quite a full-time gig yet. And I would like to have a job that's more in my industry. I have a degree in creative writing. I want to be a writer. I've written some books, haven't got them published though. Have gotten a few poems published. I've been working towards getting a chapbook published or like poetry book. I really just want to be more in a writing or book related industry, and so I'm looking at some publishing jobs. I'm also looking at some like bookstore jobs just because that would be fun, just getting to work with and around books. I'm gonna work on that for a little bit right now, just applying for some things, doing some research. Something cool. Wow.
Did you see me?
No, I missed it. Do it again. Oh. Okay, so I kind of have a bit of an exciting update. So one of my goals for this year was to, hold on, let me find it, get paid for my writing. Up here, get paid for my writing. I've been writing books since I was in high school. I've written probably 7 or 8 of them at this point. Used to do a thing every single November called National Novel Writing Month, and basically you write a 50,000 word novel in the month of November. A regular size novel is usually like 70 to 90,000 words. All of mine ended up being more in that range because I wanted them to be like official book length. A lot of getting paid for my writing is just having to submit stuff, which is a lot of work. On Prime Day, I got a Kindle. I haven't had a Kindle before. I'm very excited. I just started reading my first book on it. I'm reading The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Really good so far. I'm literally 77 pages in. While I was reading this, I had the first book idea that I've had in like 3 years. Because I was doing National Novel Writing Month, I used to get a book idea every April or May or so, every year, like clockwork. I would spend the summer and the early fall finding the details, figuring out the plot, etc., and then I would write it in November and then like edit in December. Every year for literally 9 years straight. And I haven't had any book ideas the last couple years. For whatever reason, or once I graduated college and I wasn't in that environment, I don't know. But I was just reading this morning and I had my first like book. I'm so excited about it, okay? These are my little notes right here that I've like been chaotically writing as I've been coming up with it. It's just really exciting because I haven't had an book idea in several years, and so to have one finally is so exciting. Also just like a huge part of my goals and being a published writer, and just having a new book idea to be excited about is the best feeling ever. I'm just really excited and I feel really good about this book idea. I've had this idea for all of like 20 minutes and I've already texted my best friend like, hey, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of research this summer because it's kind of local to where I live. I'm gonna need to do a lot of research. Do you wanna help? Do you wanna come with? That's just like me ranting for 3 minutes about how excited I am about this book idea, but I am so excited. I realize that's a very like niche thing to be excited about, and maybe you don't care, but writing is such a big thing for me, and to have a good idea that I'm excited about is oh, it's literally been years since I've felt like this about an idea. So, very excited.
Thank you. So my mom and I are doing a little adventuring today. There's a big band playing in this town like 20 minutes away. So we're here, we got some ice cream. We're gonna sit and watch some nice big band kind of jazzy music. There is some thunder going on a little bit, so we'll see how this lasts. Yesterday, my mom and I went to this big band concert, very jazz style, in the town basically where I want to live, or the city. It's not like a big city, but it's definitely bigger than where I live now. Then we kind of drove around, just took note of all the different apartments so I could look them up later. Because honestly, I'm kind of hoping to move out pretty soon, like probably in September, which would give me like a month and a half to get all of my stuff together and kind of organize everything. Hopefully, September is kind of the goal right now. So I'm looking for moving out. So we had a little more progress in there, and hopefully in the next couple days I'll look through all the different apartments we found and figure out which ones I actually want to go tour. Okay, I am about to have basically like a phase 1 interview for a content editing associate position. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't totally understand the role, what specifically I would be doing, but it is content, it is editing, some writing, and so, you know, I just thought I might as well give it a shot. Obviously this is just like an audio interview. This is not how I would dress for an actual interview. I'll let you know how it goes. Also, this job is technically in the publishing industry somehow. I think it's more for like nonfiction, more like researchy kind of publishing, but it's still in the publishing industry. Just being able to get into the industry at all would be really helpful. Well, I feel like that went really well. It's kind of a local publishing industry, but for nursing, kind of. So it's a little bit more the medical field. She was super nice. It's a part-time job, so like 25 hours a week. I only have to go into the office 4 times a month, so basically once a week, which is perfect for me as somebody who likes to travel and not go into work all the time. I mean, still do the work, but like not having to physically go in. It's a very like growing company, as in this is meant to be an entry-level role and they want you to like learn more skills and advance to different things. She said I would hear in the next week whether or not I move forward. This seems like a really good role for me, honestly. This feels really good. I actually really hope I get this job, and I did not necessarily feel like this before the interview, but now once she had talked about it a lot, and it seems like a really good working environment, which is amazing, which is ideal. So a little update on the whole book writing, getting paid for my writing thing. I just put a thing on my story about my Instagram and my Snapchat stories, like asking for anybody who's ever lived around Lake Minnetonka to give me any recommendations, restaurants, story, like anything cool about the area, to send that information to me so that I can start doing research on it, which is a very like kind of a big step. And something that I haven't really done before, at least not to this extent, in other books I've written, just because I had created the world myself. It wasn't like a place that was already in existence like this. But I'm about to do something on my goals list that I started literally the second day of the year, which is therapy. Right down here, it's already crossed off. On January 1st, I said I wanted to maybe think about doing therapy this year, and on January 2nd, I started BetterHelp. I've been doing it pretty consistently since then. Mostly once a week. I've skipped a few weeks here and there, but I've been pretty consistent, and I definitely have been seeing an improvement. It's been so helpful and just so good to have somebody who isn't invested in my life already, or who like isn't a friend, to be a backboard basically to all of the things going on in my head and to help sort everything out in my life a little bit, and it's been so beneficial, and I've definitely been seeing the benefits. And so if you are thinking about starting up with BetterHelp, I have a link down below. You can use my code for 25% off your first month, I think it is, which low-key is better than people who are actually sponsored by BetterHelp, because you only get like 10% off. It's actually a better deal if you want to use that. But yeah, I'm gonna go do my weekly therapy. Did you really have therapy if you didn't cry? At least once. I always feel more like my life is a little more on track when I get done with therapy. Like I have more of an idea of what I want to do, and I have more of an idea of what I should do and my next steps. I don't know, therapy is good. You should do it. Okay, hopefully you can hear me because I am sitting on basically my community's dock. There's boats here. Oh, there's a fish. A fish just jumped. That was exciting. We live on a lake. It's Minnesota. There's lakes everywhere. This is very normal. But I kind of just thought I would go through the last couple things that I had on my list. So one of them was be at peace with my relationships. Friendships, like whatever relationships with anybody, with anything, just like be at peace with them, with what they are. If there's something I can do to improve them, great. If not, there's nothing I can do. I definitely feel like I've gotten better at that. I would say therapy has for sure helped with that. I feel like at the beginning of the year, I felt a lot more anxiety towards all of that, and I feel like now I'm just more at peace with it, I guess. I'm definitely not fixed. It's definitely not something that I am done dealing with, for sure. But I just feel like I've dealt with a lot of anxiety. I feel more okay without having to worry about everything constantly 24/7. The last two things are very social media based, which given that I'm talking to you right now, that makes sense. But one of them was just to grow my following on Instagram. I mean, I've definitely gained a decent number. I honestly couldn't give you a number, but I know that it's improved quite a bit. But that's not really one that I'm like super concerned about or anything, so I didn't want to like focus on it too much. The big important one really is YouTube, and my goal for this year was to get paid more on YouTube, I think was the official line. And I determined that that just meant that I wanted to get paid on the monthly basis which YouTube pays. If you reach the threshold for payment every month, then YouTube will pay you. Otherwise, it has to roll over to the next month. So my goal was just to get paid every month, to hit that threshold every month. I actually came within like $1.50 in June. If June would have been 31 days, I would have made it, but it was only 30 days, so I did not. I'm not as close in July right now, but I think it'll be decently close. It's just really nice to see the consistent, like all my numbers are green or in the like plus green, so like not just steady, they're doing better than normal. I can see that in how many views I get. I have a lot more videos that are growing significantly right now than just kind of staying stagnant, which is super excited. So like some videos from my past, somebody's having a really fun time on a boat over there. There's ducks over there as well. It's just really exciting to actually see the growth and see all my numbers in the green. I came really close in June to hitting that threshold, and I'm only halfway through the year. Getting paid every month threshold seems very likely to happen pretty soon. If not in July, probably August seems likely. And a big part of that also is just being more consistent with short form content, which I'm definitely more of a long form. I really like YouTube. I like the more episode style videos, but I do recognize that short form content is very popular right now. I am trying to be more consistent with that, and that has definitely helped whenever I'm posting consistently with short form. That's kind of my update, my 2024 goals reset. This was honestly really good for me to do. I don't think I would have been able to recognize how far I'd grown in the past 6 months if I hadn't done this video, if I hadn't actually actively looked at my goals and what I've done with them, and okay, what do I need to do to move forward? There's a boat coming here. I'm so close to being done with this video. I'm gonna be so upset if you can't hear any of this. I also think I wouldn't have realized how much I'd grown if I had not done this little check-in. I was kind of definitely in a more negative mindset before I started filming this video, and now I've seen how much growth I've done in all these different things, right? Because growth is my word of the year. See, oh, this is what I have to do to actually work towards these goals. Oh, right. Yep, gotta make sure I do that. It's just been a really very reflective video. This is a really good video and I'm really glad I did it. This is your sign to refresh your goals, your New Year's resolutions that you set at the beginning of the year, just to see how far you've come. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm just gonna watch the sunset.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.